Okay, when Bangladesh were 69 for 6, okay, let us make that very, very clear. 69 for 6. We all thought that an early finish was on the cards. But Mehidy Hasan and Mahmudullah, the veteran. Mahmudullah, you have to give credit for the way how he's held this Bangladesh team batting together.
Yes.
And Mehidy Hasan, that knock that he played in the first ODI, it showed it was no fluke.
Yeah.
His highest score prior to this was 81. But today, the way how he batted, 100 of 83 balls, 8 fours, 4 sixes, and Bangladesh from 69 for 6 have reached 271 for 7. The partnership,
that's what you call a recovery.
That's a massive recovery. India let Bangladesh off the hook totally.
Yes.
148 runs for the 7th wicket, which is, by the way, the best 7th wicket partnership that they have had.
Yes.
And that any team has had against India.
I see.
This is the best partnership ever against India.
And if I'm not wrong, they got some 68 odd runs in the last 5 overs. Though that tells you a thing or two about the death bowling. Mohammad Siraj and Umran Malik, yes, for all the talent that they have. I mean, yes, it was Siraj who was very, very hostile at the beginning. Yeah.
Umran Malik also, the way how he got rid of Nazmul Hussain Shanto, 151 kmph with a leg cutter, it straightened down the line.
Yeah.
But in the death, that extra pace and the lack of variations could prove to be very, very devastating.
Yeah. We've seen that in the T20 format. Again, you need to think of ways how you can stop these runs from leaking in Umran Malik's case, because with that express pace, you will always see these boundaries getting, you'll always concede these boundaries wherein a top edge, the keeper looks at the ball, the bowler doesn't know what to do, and it flies over the keeper.
I mean, you have
it happened a couple of times today. It's happened countless times in the IPL and in the past. Going forward, if that's the kind of pace that you want to manage, you want to play with, either be ready to concede such runs or have a fielder in place, a fine third man perhaps, just for Umran.
We are not playing in Auckland or New Zealand. We are playing in the subcontinent where the boundaries are slightly longer. But today for India, nothing started off well. They lost the toss, Bangladesh chose to bat. And looking at the way how it is, it seems as if batting could become easier.
But with the ball, things started well for India.
Siraj with
the first 10 overs, 12 overs were, India was...
Yeah, Siraj and Umran Malik started well, but then India suffered a blow when Rohit Sharma got injured. He dropped Anamul Haq Bijoy.
Yes.
And he suffered a split webbing.
Yeah.
He's been taken to hospital for x-rays. Now we do not know what is the situation regarding Rohit Sharma.
The last communication we got from the BCCI was that he's been taken for scans.
Yes.
And only after that will they determine whether he will take further participation in the game or not.
Yes.
But it looks like, because we didn't see him on camera by the way, we're not quite sure if he's come back. In all likelihood, you could see the stand-in captain now for this match,
KL Rahul
opened the innings alongside Shikhar Dhawan.
So KL Rahul was captaining and India were dealt a further body blow.
Yes.
With Deepak Chahar not bowling his full quota. In fact, he just bowled 3 overs.
3 overs for 12.
And he suffered a hamstring
injury.
So because of that, India's bowling was now hamstrung even further.
Yes.
Shardul Thakur, Mohammad Siraj, Umran Malik, I'm sorry, good power play bowlers.
Which is why,
but death overs.
Death overs, exactly. Shardul Thakur, again, we know his trait is that you bowl him in the middle overs.
Yes.
But he was made to bowl in the slog overs. He was made to bowl at the death, and that last over as well that he bowled, he got smacked for a couple of sixes.
Yes. In fact, he went for 17 odd runs, I suppose. So, if you take that away, Shardul Thakur did bowl very well in this period. I mean, credit to him, although the figures may not reflect that, but 10 overs, 1 maiden, none for 47. But yes,
it was all going well for him. Yeah, in fact, these figures would have looked even better if you just remove the last over, if you just remove the 10th over that he bowled, if you just remove that, his figures are splendid.
Splendid. But yeah, again, Umran Malik, you remove those 2 maidens. It's like that only. We cannot cherry pick and choose what we want just to give a positive spin to everything.
Yes.
But Siraj, Umran and Shardul, massive problem going ahead. You cannot count on them to be your death bowler.
See, Umran needs more time. That's one. Umran needs more time.
He's on borrowed time. He doesn't have time.
He is on borrowed time. But see, that's how you make openings. Yes, Bumrah is not there. Yes, Shami isn't there. Which is why you have these. Chahar also will not be available, or will he be? We don't know. Or for the next match. So it's that's how openings. That's how you get openings. Let's say when you talk about the Indian cricket team. If again, he knows that as well. It is an open secret. He knows that he's got limited opportunities.
Yep. We forget Arshdeep in that sometimes. But again, Arshdeep has been slightly missed in the ODIs rather than the T20s. And remember, his role has changed from the T20 format.
But we don't know.
He was a power play bowler.
But we don't know if that holds true for ODIs also. Will India go ahead and adopt the same tactic? Will they play him just like the way they did in the T20 World Cup? We're yet to see that.
Yeah, but then see, Arshdeep's role has changed. He was a death bowler in the IPL.
Exactly.
Now he's become an ultimate power play bowler.
Will that be the thing in the ODI setup as well? We'll have to wait and watch.
Looks more likely because look, at the start, the Indian bowlers bowled with plenty of discipline. And at the same time, you look at it, when the middle overs came, that lack of pressure created by the captain and the field settings didn't help.
Okay.
Rahul
Kash is asking, is Bumrah the only bowler we're missing, or is the bowling mediocre?
Akash Bharadwaj, a mixture of both. A mixture of both. No, Bumrah is the only bowler? Yes, we are missing Bumrah. Our bowling is mediocre. Partly yes.
Partly yes. But you got to understand that this is a makeshift bowling attack as well. This isn't your best bowling attack. You got Deepak Jair, who's again coming out of injury. He's not really played a lot of games last year. The whole of this year, in fact, he was sitting out because of injury.
Well, we hope that they play the full strength in January when India plays Sri Lanka and the West Indies.
See, they need to do that more often this year. You again can't do something that you did this year in the build-up to the World Cup. That is, play a different team for every series. Play your so-called core only in the main tournament, and then even then didn't know three positions in that 11 as well. Whether that DK is playing, whether Rishabh Pant is playing, KL Rahul, there were questions whether KL should be there or not. Again, you got to play with your core more often in the upcoming year in the build-up.
That is what 11 ODIs prior to the IPL. Are you going to play your core? Are you going to play the full strength team? Will you ease Jasprit Bumrah, or after 2 games you'll say, oh, he's done his bit, let him rest?
Because
knowing this,
the IPL.
Knowing this Indian cricket team, and they are. I mean, this if you want a boss or a top management, that sir, I want to leave on a consistent basis. If you want that kind of a corporate setup, you have to go to the BCCI and the team management. The Indian team management gives off leaves because
they need the Players Association to be much more active.
There is no Players Association. See, you need this BCCI kind of mentality in corporate offices. They are ensuring that their PLs, CLs, SLs don't lapse. So you will be allowed to take as many leaves as you want. Abhigyan Aditya, look, Siraj has been brilliant in T20Is. I agree. T20Is, he's been awesome. But how many ODIs? And again, Siraj is finally getting into the groove now. But apart from that, I am sorry, Siraj has not given me that much of confidence to ensure that he is your death bowler or power play bowler going forward.
He didn't have a great season, by the way.
He didn't have a great IPL at all, but I'm not judging him by IPL.
Exactly, not just that. I think he was there in Ireland, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, I think so. I have to check.
I think he was there in Ireland, bowling alongside Umran, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, yes. So that's how. Anyway, look, this makeshift bowling lineup, okay, in the past, what has happened, they have managed to win games. But against whom have they won? You have not played a makeshift bowling attack against Australia. Of course, you didn't have Bumrah, but you have to understand that somewhere down the line, there is a lot of problem. The problem of plenty, as we said, no, it impacts the bowling. It doesn't impact the batting because you have a backup for a backup for a backup. That's how it is. So again, if I have to look at only patches, Siraj has been brilliant in patches, but never consistently.
I think I have the same reservation with regards to Siraj. The fact that yes, like the first couple of overs that he bowled today, spot on, bowled with a lot of heart, bowled with a lot of pace as well, got a couple of them to move around. In fact, his second wicket was the one in which the ball jacked back a bit, right?
Yeah, it did.
So, but you know, it sort of wanes. He always gets his moments in a match, but it sort of wanes. Earlier in this year, I remember for all the times that he was playing in the Indian jersey, he was leaking a lot of runs, and that became a problem for him. And then you had, you know, Arshdeep, and then the management decided, okay, Arshdeep will now be a regular in the 11. Yeah. So that's why Siraj had to then go out, and of course, then he saw him play domestic cricket.
Yep. Yadu Vinayak, I don't think it's fair to judge Arshdeep, Umran, Kuldeep for 2-3 matches. Shami or Bhuvi didn't burst into the stage. Bumrah is different. Yadu Vinayak, I have a major problem with that. You know why? Just to all our family members, when was the last time the core Indian team played together for 2 to 3 consecutive series? Series, not matches. When did they play?
That doesn't happen anymore.
It doesn't happen. So the judgment and the, if you may say, all that instinct goes out of the window. It's all chop and change. That's how it is. Manikant Reddy, okay, keep aside, but Deepak Chahar is capable of bowling only 3 overs. Deepak Chahar was injured. He suffered a hamstring injury, and that is why he could not bowl his quota of overs.
Yes. Gautam Ramesh is asking, why does Deepak Chahar keep on getting injured after making comebacks? High time to introspect.
You have to feel for Deepak Chahar, because see, a fast bowler's job is thankless. Just like how the selectors are. Selector's job in India is thankless.
Of course.
You get panned, you get criticized, you're not paid much, and yet you have to do your job. That's how it is.
We're not sure about the paid bit, are we?
I mean, are they paid A+ grade contract salaries?
Of course not.
So, as far as the BCCI and everything is concerned, that is a big pay cut.
Yeah.
So that is why. But whose fault is that? Yadu Vinayak? The team management, the coach, the selectors, the captain. Your
Mehidy. Okay, Raj. Sorry, you were completing. Yes.
Yeah, those 4 factors, they are primarily responsible for this whole situation. I mean, it's like this, okay? I had explained in the leadership this thing, okay? Yeah. Supposing Nikhil is the captain of the team, okay? He has a particular way of communication, the way of how to handle the team. 2-3 matches, he says, oh, I have to go away. I have to just be on, I'm not going to be here for 4 to 5 months. Let Rahul take over. Yeah. Rahul takes over. He has a certain way of communication. He does things in certain way. But then after 3 weeks, he says, no, I'm ill. I can't take this. Let Vikrant sir come in. Let that come in. Too many skippers, the communication and how to handle the team dynamics, it doesn't dilute. It gets lost. Now then you are like headless chickens. What do you do? How are you going to do about it? See, all this will be in hindsight. Okay? All this will be in hindsight if India chase the total down. And then all the flaws will be wallpapered.
Which they should, I believe. Yes, of course, Bangladesh have done a good job in terms of posting this total and the kind of recovery that they managed to stage. At a time, as you had started off by saying, we all thought this would be an early day of sorts for us, we'll wrap things up early. That wasn't the case. This is in fact, an opportunity now, I would say, for this again makeshift batting lineup as well.
Yep.
To now, why I say makeshift? Because now Rohit Sharma will not be there.
Yeah.
So for them to get themselves enough time and put that total, they've got to chase a total now.
Yeah.
They've got to chase a total now.
Yep.
And they've not really been firing. We saw that in the first match.
Yep.
So
Manikant Reddy, I don't agree with that. Yeah. See, I don't back CSK players. That's the whole point. Look, Deepak Chahar, I think he's referring to the Deepak Chahar bit. Look, he did get injured. It's there in the...
It's there.
I am not concocting stories of that Deepak Chahar is injured. But yes, somewhere down the line, his fitness has to be reassessed. To longevity. Yes.
See, again, you thought he'd be your backup in the World Cup. He was again not there.
He didn't play in the IPL also in 2022.
Exactly.
It was a long-term back stress fracture. And ever since 2019, he took that 6 for 7 and a hat-trick against Bangladesh, he has not been the same when it comes to injuries.
And it's always difficult for a player to be making, especially a fast bowler. You speak with fast bowlers, they'll tell you how difficult it is to get back into the same pace. get back into the same rhythm. Then you got the whole talk about line and length. It's a thankless job, as you said.
Exactly. Albi Jijo, 69 to 6 to 277. Didn't expect this difficult period for Indian cricket. Well, you may not have a difficult period because India could very well chase this down. They have the batting power. Who knows whether they may be 0 for 1 already with Rohit Sharma not been able to bat because it's a split webbing. And a split webbing means it will be very difficult for him to hold the bat.
It'll be very painful for him.
It will be very painful. Very, and blood was there in that when that catch was dropped. And remember, this is the split webbing, and that one is left-handed.
Yes.
Bottom-handed guy, for a guy with power, this left hand is very, very important for him. So I don't know whether Rohit will be there for the match. I don't know whether he'll be there for the entire series because the split webbing takes time to heal.
It takes time to heal.
So yet again, Rohit Sharma in danger of missing out on a test series.
Yes.
All over again.
Yes.
He didn't play the England. Did he play England? The Birmingham test?
No, the one-off he didn't.
He didn't, no?
I don't think he did.
Because of COVID.
No, maybe he did.
He missed the practice games because of COVID.
Maybe he did, yes. He did.
Yes, when India has lost the toss, okay, Austin with our stack attack. When India has lost the toss and chase, 51, 89, 21, 89, 114, his last ODI century. Oh yes. Virat the King Kohli. Yes, it can happen for him. I mean, he's got a fantastic record in Mirpur. 183 while chasing.
Yes.
Against Pakistan.
So he'd love to play here.
Raj Dasgupta, Mehidy, any chance in IPL? Nah, not happening.
Not happening at all?
Not happening. Every team has got plenty of spinners. If Punjab Kings pull off a surprise,
but a spinner who can bat that well.
It doesn't work in the T20s.
Well, I think he might just sneak in somehow, somewhere.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think the auctioneers will be interested in him.
We don't know this time who will fetch the big bucks because look,
if you're doing this against India, you get special attention. And you've done it in 2 successive matches.
Yeah, Rohit did not play the Birmingham test. Yes, he didn't play.
He didn't play?
He didn't play.
Okay.
So he's in danger yet again on missing the test match.
Yeah.
Bumrah was the captain. Thanks Davis Cricket for pointing that out. Yep.
Yes, Bumrah was the captain.
Yes,
Bumrah was the captain.
Is this the GGK? Forever a Sanju Samson fan and forever justice for Sanju torchbearer. Is this series last for Shikhar? With new selectors coming in, can we expect a change in selection with respect to Shikhar, Pant? GGK has asked a very difficult question.
Very difficult question, yeah. Firstly, of course, we don't know about the selection committee yet.
You have just appointed the CAC.
Yes.
You needed a selection panel to ensure the selectors are picked.
So and that's essentially just going to be their job.
Yes.
Of the CAC.
So the CAC will pick the new shortlisted players. They'll meet them, have a thing, and whoever is the new selectors, hopefully five this time.
But of course, the fact that Shikhar Dhawan's been picked again for this series, of course, gives you some sort of a hint that maybe they are thinking because, of course, it was an unceremonious exit for India from the World Cup. There is more pressure now to get an ICC title home. It's not happened for the longest
Shikhar Dhawan,
time. And he's got a good record.
He's got a great record, but then at a strike rate of 75.
See, we've had that conversation umpteen times. Would you rather want somebody who assures you of runs, or do you want somebody who can or who may or may not give you runs at the top?
See, his situation is like Jack Callis, if you want to look at it. Callis, a brilliant player. But could he accelerate when the team needed him to? No, he couldn't. And did it cost South Africa? It did. It did on multiple occasions. But that doesn't mean that Callis was a poor player. No, in fact, he's one of the legends of the game. Roy SP with the super chat is saying, said this earlier too, Bangladesh is a good ODI side, especially in the home conditions. World Cup 15, CT 17 and an average World Cup 19. They punch above their weight.
They do also, by the way, they've got a mighty good record at home. ODI series. I don't think they've lost a series
since 2016. And they have lost only 3 out of the 10 ODIs that they played since 2018.
At this venue.
Yes, at the Sher-e-Bangla Stadium in Mirpur. So that is why Sridhar Deshpande is saying Deepak Chahar bowls just 4 overs and gets injured. India should let these injury prone bowlers go to domestic and prove themselves. These kind of players put team. Sridhar Deshpande, look, there is a precedent. Okay, there is a precedent where Suryakumar Yadav,
by the way, all said and done,
will play in the Ranji.
I'm just getting distracted here because I see that replay again. That, by the way, we're not talking about it because there's a greater concern of Rohit's injury, but that should have been a catch.
It should have been a catch. Yes. So Sridhar, I mean, Suryakumar Yadav is going to play for Mumbai in the Ranji Trophy. He he has made himself available,
Suryakumar
Yadav,
yes.
for Mumbai in the Ranji Trophy.
Yes.
Now, why can't our players go back into the domestic system and start doing it? Why can't they just go back to pure good old Ranji, minus the crowd, minus the attention, minus everything?
And by the way, this is a system that the experts and everybody in the fraternity, the Indian cricketing fraternity, believes is the right system as well in place to make players for the future.
This is the right system now because your
Not
World Cup is
overseas.
going to be at home.
Yes.
So why don't you play much more at home conditions, in ideal conditions where it's a dust bowl, where it will be very, very seeming like Lali in Rohtak.
Yeah.
Why don't you play in all these kind of, Chennai will be a dust bowl. Why don't you play all there? So,
Kanpur also perhaps.
yeah, Kanpur or Ekana Stadium, Lucknow.
Ekana Stadium.
Why don't you play at Salt Lake Stadium? Why don't you play in the, what was that other, Kalyani College grounds?
Yes.
All those places you can play.
And I think many of these players, who don't get a chance to play or get drafted, you will see them in action. Because again, if you're Vijay, look at the amount of attention Vijay Hazare got this time around. And more of these competitions leading up to the World Cup next year will get attention.
Unfortunately, your attention is only for a couple of days. After that, it's pushed into the background because of too much of international cricket. Too much. I mean, can you believe it? December 6th was the only day where you're not going to have cricket. You will not have any kind of cricket. December 6th was that day. I mean, that was the kind of thing it's so cramped. Akash Bharadwaj is saying, Sid sir, what is our best bowling lineup? Bumrah, Shami, Prasidh, anyone else? Siraj. Bumrah, yes. Shami, but again, World Cup to World Cup. He's always been like that, World Cup to World Cup. Then Prasidh, yes, Prasidh is one for the future. Arshdeep.
But Prasidh got his opportunities and didn't make the most.
No, he got injured at the wrong time.
He did, but
in that West Indies series that he played, he was superb.
Yeah.
Got good bounce.
Good bounce, yes.
Yes, and he's
and that's going to be the advantage for him. It's his height and it's the advantage that he gets.
Yep. Aditya Kavlekar, Dhawan has always been fighting for his place in the side. That's why, I think it's gone up. Can you go, Shivam? Get Aditya little up. That's why approach is to play slowly and get runs first and then accelerate once he gets 50. Once place is secured, he'll play freely, high strike rate. Not happening, Aditya. Not happening.
See, as the Punjab captain, his involvement was assured, his place in the lineup, but he still played at a certain tempo and at a certain strike rate. He ended up as one of the highest run scorers as well.
And we have Virat Kohli opening the batting. Yes. King Kohli is opening the batting with Shikhar Dhawan. Two Delhi mates.
Yes, two Delhi guys.
Two Delhi guys opening. And I think that is the best position for Virat Kohli at this point in time. Because he can also take his time and build on that 70-second, which many people have been wanting. Get his 70-second today.
Yeah.
I mean, see, even in ODIs, he's had a slump for 3 years. Let's not forget.
Yes.
First ODI.
His last also in 2019 November was also Bangladesh.
August.
November, I think it was.
November was a test match.
Test one. So it was against Bangladesh only.
Pink ball test.
The pink ball test, yes.
But Kolkata. That ODI 100 was against the West Indies in Port of Spain.
Yes.
And so, yes, Kohli is opening the batting today with Shikhar Dhawan. Bangladesh's bowlers have a tall task on their hands now.
Yes.
So
and the conditions, by the way, as we saw, by the looks of it, looked easy.
Yes.
The pitch got
I think batting looks a lot easier now.
Yeah. You'll have to see maybe those first couple of overs, of course, maybe first 5 overs could be a little tentative for India. But once that ball gets a little old, once you're able to see out the new ball, perhaps.
Okay, yes. Shubham is saying Indian team looking clueless every time someone plays against their direction.
They
panic and out of sorts is happening many times. Where does it stop? Okay.
See, I don't think today was a case of that. I don't think so. Yes, things went according to your plan up till the 15th over. You did a good job with the ball. See, at times you need to, of course, appreciate the fact that the opposition played well, and there is no shame in saying they've got a very good record, Bangladesh. They've troubled India many a time. They troubled India in the World Cup T20 as well, in the T20 World Cup.
They really came close.
So, there's no shame, absolutely no shame. Yes, of course, there were missed chances, and that's what, as a team, you can look at. But it's not like,
And perhaps lack of proactive captaincy. You allowed the game to drift away in the middle overs.
Yes.
And I think you didn't build up that much of pressure. See, Mahmudullah, if you have to look at, just open the scorecard here, Shivam, if you can. Just open the scorecard. Because Mehidy Hasan hit 8 fours and 4 sixes.
Yeah.
Okay. That amounts to a total of 56 runs out of 100. Mahmudullah hit 7 fours, 28 out of 77. So that means 49 plus, if you have to look at it, 44, 83 runs, not 83, 93 runs out of 148 came in singles, twos and threes. So somewhere down the line, your proactiveness just did not help. You couldn't control the flow of runs, and that's why.
But again, not the first time I will say that we saw quality batting from Bangladesh.
Yes. They made use of the chance. That
it is a total they deserve to get to with the batting that we saw from them, and of course now for India to chase
absolutely.
down this total of 272.
So Virat Kohli and Shikhar Dhawan are opening the batting, and it will be very interesting to see
the Gabbar and the King.
Gabbar, the one and the king.
Yes.
Both of them will be both from Delhi, obviously, and it'll be very interesting to see how they manage to tackle this Bangladesh. Remember, only 2 pacers and 3 spinners.
Yes.
Ibadat and Mustafizur.
Yes. So actually, the two teams have read the situations differently as well. That's what the playing 11 also tells you.
Yep.
India going in with 4 seam bowling options as against Bangladesh, who only have 3 spinners, 3 proper spinners with them.
Shakib, Mehidy Hasan and Naseem Ahmed are your 3 spinners. And I think they're opening with spin.
Mahmudullah can also pitch in with a few overs.
Yeah, 4 spinners and 2 pacers. And I think they're opening with spin first up.
They could be.
Yeah, that will be
So it's going to be interesting how this pitch slows down. That's what, of course, Bangladesh think, that the pitch will slow down and they will get some spin on offer as well.
Yeah, looks like it. And who may be opening? Shakib? Well, that will be a very interesting thing.
Well, after those 5 wickets, why not?
Well, that will be very interesting. Power play, Shakib. Normally, he never bowls in the power play.
But you've got Virat Kohli to counter.
Yeah, I mean...
He's going to back himself.
He will back himself. And remember, Kohli is not gone past 20 in the last 6 ODI innings. So he'll want to eliminate
he's playing an ODI after a long time also. It's a format he loves. He
loves this format. I mean, look, that slump that he had, his white ball form
that's past him mentally.
No. His slump was there only in red ball, but white ball he had a phenomenal average. Yes. 47 in ODIs, 71 in T20Is. Is that a slump? No way.
You call it a slump only because of the high standards he set for himself.
No, he did have a slump in tests. He averaged only 29 in that period.
Yes, T20 is even better.
Even better. So that's why. Wait, Mehidy Hasan is opening the bowling. Wow. The guy with the 100 opening the bowling and bowling to Virat Kohli with a slip in place. And Kohli works
it. I think he's worked it on the leg side for
a boundary. But strange tactics though. Strange tactics. So we'll take your leave and see how Virat Kohli and Shikhar Dhawan fire from this.
Yes.
We'll be back
they do, and we hope it's a series leveler today.
Leveler, yep. Okay, so we'll be back for the match end and hope India can make it 1-1 today. Thank you so much for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates. Press the like, comment and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Show us some love there also. Thank you. Bye-bye. Vanakkam.